official greeting, man. So, man, thank you, bro, for coming on the show, man. Give me some of your time today.
Always, bro. You know this, bro.
Nah, for sure, man. So, before we dig into, all the things you've been doing on the court, off the court, your growth, I want to take a step back. I like to dig into, let's start from the beginning. Let's talk about young TA, growing up in Greece, your family's Nigerian, right? Um, so how was that, as a young boy, growing up in Greece?
Crazy. I mean, it was great to a certain degree. I think it's always tough because I was born and raised in Greece.
Right.
My family moved, so I never left Greece till I was like almost 20.
20.
Like 20 years in one place.
Hmm.
Friends, family. Uh, but as a kid, I was feisty. Just full of energy. Just a kid and just ready for life in general. But I would never change. My what I've been through for nothing. I would
Yeah.
if I could go back in time, I would do the same thing again. So
Yeah. Now you say your family, so your mother and father, they were originally from Nigeria, and
yeah.
so they were there, and you were born there in Greece. Did you you know, what were their reasons for for leaving Nigeria at the time? Do you know?
Oh yeah. Oh no, just a better life. First of all,
Yeah.
a better life. It
Yeah.
was tough. My dad, I was a professional soccer player. Got
Hmm.
injured, went back. And my mom, they made the trip to just was like, okay, let's go to Europe. And I think one of the first thing they thought about, they wanted like free education.
Hmm.
And in Greece, it's because of the culture and everything and how like hospitality, it was like most of education to get the
Yeah.
best education we could. And that's why they picked Greece. And they came 1991, 92, 92. I was born 92, so
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Oh no, dope. And you're the oldest.
No, I'm the second. I got an
Oh,
older
you're the
brother.
second. Oh, you got an older. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, I guess how was that dynamic? Being the second born, of multiple brothers, your father being a professional soccer player. Were you groomed into sports? Was sports something that your family just always did?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy because my dad my mom used to go on track when she was younger,
Hmm.
so we definitely got the sports and athleticism in the DNA for
Right.
sure,
For sure.
uh,
That's crazy.
in the blood, as they say. But my dad's mom is like 6'8", something like.
Hmm.
So we get the height as well from the whole every aspect of the family. So that's where we get our height from. And when it comes to athleticism, I think for us it was mostly like I remember when we were, I think I might have been like 11, like 10,
Hmm.
11, kind of like, and we used to do everything. We used to be. I remember we came home one day during the summer. You know how you like, so back home during the year you do all the like contests and everything, and during the last like week of the school year you do all the sports, right?
Right.
And I remember this is a picture of us. I sent it to you online. That we have so many medals and trophies and stuff like that because we used to just dominate every sport, bro. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
you
crazy
know.
for real.
But
What was one of the first? Was it soccer? What was one of the first sports that you
soccer, yeah,
guys played?
most definitely
Soccer.
soccer and track,
Hmm.
and just like anything that had to do with speed, jumping,
Right.
agility, and footwork was.
Okay. No, that's dope. So that translate over to basketball.
Yeah.
Was probably a great a great crossover because all my kids are in soccer. It's their first sport they learn. I
Makes
tell
sense.
them if you learn how to dribble with your feet, you should learn how to dribble with your hands. It should be a little easier than dribbling with your feet. So tell them they've conquered a pretty difficult sport in soccer that
Yeah.
I think it'll make the other sports come a little easier to them.
Yeah, sure. 100%. And what you see as well is like it just adds a better balance to your body.
Hmm.
Like it's not by any chance you see a lot of basketball players. You see sometimes where they will have like some highlights during the NBA
Right.
game,
Right.
and they like doing footsies with the ball or like headers and stuff like
Hmm.
that. And you're like,
Hmm.
man, they got the talent. You should look out. You see Giannis, you see guys like it's just talent of like having like harmony with your
Hmm.
body and
Right.
the game.
Right.
It adds a lot to it.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. So was it when did basketball become a passion? When did that develop into like, okay, we playing basketball?
It was weird. It's a weird feeling. We went to like like outdoor court, and we
Hmm.
were just watching kids play. And I remember like the beginning, the first time we played, it was like we thought it was just like soccer. So you got defenders, you got offensive players, but it doesn't work
Hmm.
that way. It's both. You got to do both. So I
Right.
love that. That's what I
Okay.
loved as well. You got to do both. You got to play defense and offense.
Right. Right.
And then one day I was like, this person came up to us, was like, "Hey, do you want to play?" And I was like, "Okay." How do I play? And then but back then every team you could play for, you had to pay.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You had to pay, so I couldn't afford it. So
Hmm.
the team we was gonna play for, he told me like you can try out for it was free. So we
Hmm.
went there. He was like, "Oh yeah, sure, come work out with us." And then after like 2 3 workouts, it was indoor as well. Like I fell in love with the sport. It was indoor, like a
Yeah.
closed gym.
Yeah.
You
How old were
know,
you? How old are you? Would you say? Did you say?
shoot, I was like 15 and a half, 16.
Oh, really? 15,
Yeah, that's what the
16?
first time I started playing basketball. I was
Wow.
young.
See, that's just like me. That's crazy. See, that's why I didn't know that about your story. See, me too. I started playing ball late, and it kind of, I think the game was made for my body type, so I just, I excelled quickly. But yeah,
Yes.
so at 15, 16, you guys start playing. You play professional before the NBA, right?
Yeah, so no, I played Division 2. So yeah, you
Okay.
can go professional or not professional, but obviously I didn't have a crazy contract. I was making like before the NBA, bro. You wouldn't even believe what I was making.
What you make it? Tell
I
me.
was making like $150 a month, bro.
150 a month? Really?
Real shit, real shit.
Wow.
Hundred
Is
fifty
that the is
dollars
that
a
the
month.
is that the norm? Is that the normal
No, that
range?
ain't the norm, bro. It's just what happens when you black. They try to that's why you laughing, but hey,
It's real though.
I told you I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
give you
how it is over
150.
there. Nah, that's that. Hey, man, I know the struggle was real, man. I
It
know,
was bad.
from where you came from to where you are is amazing. For your whole family, you got all y'all excelling. I tell man, it ain't hard to. I mean, it ain't easy to get to the NBA. I mean, that's one of the hardest things to do in the world. So, um,
Bro, you know what I be hating? I be hating when people act like that's like NBA is the open club for everybody. Bro, get
yeah,
out my
yeah.
face, bro. Get
Well,
out my
that's how it
face.
looks. That's how it look. They see these long careers, and they see, they think it's easy, and they don't understand that a lot of guys are in and out real quick.
In
So
and
to
out,
even have a
really
little
quick.
longevity is amazing in the NBA. So much talent out there, man. Um,
Yes.
so growing up, your parents had a deep effect on your career, your childhood. Um, how if you could explain was your relationship with your parents growing up?
It was great, bro. It's you know, one of the things that I'm so happy about and the way we are today is because of our mom and dad.
Mhm.
Because they actually set the tone for everything we've done in life. Everything.
Yeah,
Everything. The way we treat people, the way we like can you imagine like my dad had like 3 boys in the NBA, bro.
yeah,
Me, Giannis, and Costa, like all of us in the NBA, and he would walk around with his head down low, bro. Like, never said anything, never.
mhm,
And that's why we are this way we are. We don't,
mhm.
we just hard works. We don't care about the outside noise, and we just wanna just play. And my mom the same, just being our mom. She don't care about none of that,
Right,
none
right,
of the other stuff. So
right.
I cherish
No,
that.
that's amazing. No, that's amazing to get to the level that that you got as a family, and still be grounded and rooted, um, in your humbleness and your principles. That's very important. I think that's a
But
huge lesson to people going forward because you can see money is tough. It's tough to remain solid and humble. Sometimes when you got a lot of people blowing air in your
it,
ear,
you know what you know what it is, and this I wish that more people can say this to their kids, right? Like being humble is not what you wear. Like how everybody wants to dress nice. It's not
Mhm,
what you buy. It's not how
mhm.
you spend your money. Habit. It's not what you showcase. It's how you act.
Right,
It's how you treat people.
right,
It's
right.
not acting like you know everything.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's being humble enough to say like, oh, I actually don't know that. Tell me
Right,
about that.
right,
That's
right.
actually being humble. It's not just saying like, oh, you see me, I don't wear nothing. I always dress just very neat and simple. Yeah, but
right.
if you're an asshole, you're not. I'm sorry. Can I curse in this live? I
Yeah,
mean,
you
can
could.
I?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you
I'm
good. You
sorry.
good. This ain't
If
for
you're
kids. We good. Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
yeah.
if you're an
No,
airhead, I'm sorry. Let me switch my
you
language.
good.
If you're an airhead and it doesn't matter what you wear. You're
Right,
not. It's more about how you carry yourself and how people actually feel about you. You know what I
right,
mean? Like everybody wants to drive a nice car. I mean, you work
right,
hard. Why would you want to drive a nice car? This is a
right,
misconception. I wish people stop affiliating humbleness with physical items. It's about your
right,
spirit and
right.
who you are. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Hmm. No,
So
1000%. I think the physical appearance can be intimidating, right? So sometimes people can, they lower their physical appearance and thinking that makes them humble. When, like you said, this is how you treat people, and then most
yeah,
importantly, it's how you treat people who can't do anything for you, right? Because
exactly.
someone can change your life. People lay down their life for you, but if you're somebody on the corner who is asking for something and have nothing to give, how forthcoming are you to make sure that person is safe, or have a conversation with that person, or give that person your time of day? So I think it comes back to doing things for others that can't do things for themselves. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, man.
that's that's
Man.
big right there. Um, so we talk about growing up a little bit, in Greece, and the challenges playing, being a professional early. Um, what were some of other things that, like, some challenges that you felt kind of helped develop you into this person you are today, growing up?
A lot of them, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of them. It ain't just one. There's a lot of
Right.
them. I mean, you can you can go from like I grew up with like no money. I grew up with literally almost nothing. But you know, that never let me stop. Okay, let me give an example. Right, there's a reason. All the times how you always see me smiling,
Right. Right. Right.
and I'm always laughing, and I'm always smiling.
Hmm.
Right, there's a reason I do that because when I was young, I never used I would be because I was going through a lot of things. I
Hmm.
was going through a lot, and now I can feel like anything I do is just a bonus. It's just a blessed. It's just
Right.
a blessing, bro. Whatever comes my way, you know. But give you something specific. It could be from my dad's passing. Like my
Hmm.
dad passed after
Right.
we went through so much. We made it to the NBA,
Yeah.
and we come to the U.S. We gave him a different life. And you met my dad. My dad,
Right.
you don't understand how much my dad loved you, bro.
Yeah.
You do not understand. And him passing away, and I'm like, okay, now like, damn, I finally could be a kid. Like I
Yeah.
already signed my cool, nice contract. Like just playing overseas. I'm starting to make 6, 7 figures. And I'm like, oh, I'm kind of like finding my stride, as they say. And then my dad passes away, and now I'm not a kid anymore. Like I can't be a kid. Like I wanted to be a kid. I wanted to be the kid that, okay, I got my dad, but I'm okay and I can do my thing. I'm gonna have somebody watching over me. And
Right.
now again I gotta be him again.
Right.
So I gotta be it was just it's been a lot of things that it's not something specific I can pinpoint, but there's a lot of things that has made me who I am today and why I'm
Hmm.
so protective of my family and so uh
Can you
uh
can you pinpoint any trauma? Can you pinpoint anything that maybe like, that was kind of traumatizing?
hey,
I mean,
I want to say one thing.
yeah.
When it comes to trauma, right?
Hmm.
I was reading might have been a caption or a post, something like that. And it used to say like, hey, bro, when I was 17, 18 years old, I used to go party with criminals, go out, do all these things. And now like I got anxiety when I go to Whole Foods. And I got
Right. Right.
anxiety when I
Right.
go to the grocery store.
Right. Right. Right.
It's just different. It's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
The way the way things are growing, and people can attest to this. It's just different.
Hmm.
And what people might call my trauma, I call just life. And what you
Yeah.
might call just life, it's just life being a black man and a black kid,
Hmm.
or just life of being, which is normal to us.
Right.
But
Right.
people might call that trauma and say, hey, that's traumatizing. Of course it is when you don't have kids, when everybody else has stuff and you don't have it. Of
Hmm.
course it's traumatizing, but it makes me work harder.
Right.
It's, there's there's a reason that like Giannis is fighting so hard every game. He's the first superstar you see playing as like a role player. You ain't seen him. He's
Hmm.
a superstar playing like a role player, bro. You think that happens because it's from the way we grew is what we know. Just hard work and hard work. Bro, I come in, even if I'm not on rotation now, I'll come in for 4 minutes. I'm guarding like crazy because I know that's my bit. That's I live and die for this. The cool stuff and the extra stuff, like okay, everybody like the fashion stuff and the Instagram and all of this, like kind of other band. But like I step on the floor and I live and breathe for this. But it doesn't happen because all of a sudden I only want to do it. It's because I've been through so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I
That's
can
the only way I
understand that.
know.
No, I can understand that. I understand that. And having that relationship with trauma is important, man. You use it as fuel. Y'all
Exactly.
use
You
it as
gotta.
fuel to propel y'all and keep pushing. Man, I love it. I love it. So I was gonna ask next was how do you cope with it? But working hard is a seems to be a great coping mechanism for y'all, man. And
Yeah.
it's working. It's
It's
working, bro.
working, but I think people don't say that a lot, but like used to people around you too.
Yeah,
Plays big role. Is like it's people around you, the family and who you have around you. Because if you don't become a family man, and nowadays, bro, quick, once you start like finding your stride playing, let's say being sports and become a family man, it's hard for you.
yeah,
Then you're like, okay, who do I depend on? Because as men, you gotta realize we don't really say much too. Like I think about us brothers, like really just really strong. Like, hey, this is what I'm going through, and I got to be the best role model. I got to be the best for my brothers. They got to see me with my shoulders high, head high, at all times. But I think just you got to have the right people around you when you have those moments of vulnerability. When you have
right.
those moments of saying like, "Hey, Larry, can I talk to you real quick, bro?" Like, I'm saying I'm going through X, Y, and Z, and for this person to actually have emotional intelligence to receive it and to tell you something, because you
Mhm.
got guys now, or not guys but women and men, like it just the person depends on the person, saying
Right.
like, no, 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 that's not what you're supposed to say. Like when you tell me something, Larry, you say like, hey man, I'm going through this. The truth is in the middle. I'm not supposed to say like, oh no, 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 you can't tell me that, man, you gotta fight through it, no, no, no. But at the same time I can't tell you like, oh my god, and I gotta like pat your head and baby you. No,
Mhm.
I gotta give you honest, and I gotta be emotionally intelligent enough to receive for you to be heard and tell you like, hey, bro, what you're going through now, what you're going through it now. I might not be able to help you right now about this, but to give you this reassurance, because that's what everybody wants. It just feels
Right.
safety that, like, man, you know what? I got somebody next to me. I got somebody in my corner.
Hmm.
That anything that goes really happens, they can help me out. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
No, that goes a long way. That goes a long way, man. I always say, we're pack animals. We not we're not individualized. We need each other. So to feel like we got community and support is huge. And sometimes that's it. That's literally
yes,
all. That's the key to start a vehicle, so people can heal. Is just community. And
yeah,
stepping out, talking, like you said, having these conversations, so
yeah,
people know they're not alone. And that's why I started saying it says. That's why I love having these conversations, because you're breaking down your story and people identifying with it, and then they a different side of the Thanasis that they don't know. They see the basketball, they can't do what you do on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? But to identify with your story in different ways, because we all struggle. We all go through the ups and downs, and um, sometimes you need a little fresh perspective to help you get past what you're going through, man. So no, I
sure.
appreciate that. That's
What?
good. Oh, there we go. We came back. Nah, but for sure. So I guess my next question would be, what are some key things I think you've learned about yourself through this process? This whole journey of life so far.
The key things I learned through this life journey. I got priorities. I learned
Yeah,
that for
yeah,
sure. You learn priorities, and you learn like what's really more important to you. That
yeah,
you're like what's really more important to you is if you're happy with how you live your life, than if others think you're happy.
yeah.
Because this is people. You would be amazed how people think about you. And I'm not saying about us. Forget about us playing in the NBA or guys like that. This is a normal person.
Hmm.
People will look at you. People you work with. You
Right.
look at them like, oh man, he got it good. You don't know nothing. You don't know
Nah,
half
for
of it.
sure, for sure.
You know.
Nah.
So that priorities, 100%, like prioritize my family, prioritize like family time, health. Whenever I pray, sit down, pray at night, I pray for my family, my health.
Yeah.
I don't pray for wins. I don't pray for championships. I don't
Hmm.
pray for none of that. I want that. I want a championship. I want
Right.
wins.
Right.
But I
Right.
prioritize family and health
Nah, for sure.
because if those don't exist, everything else go out the window.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's other things like in general, like that I see and I tend to like kind of deep dive when I'm out on my own and say like,
Hmm.
hey, what is happening in the world right now? It's a lot of division. A lot of people just divided, men, women,
Hmm.
race, this, that, just a lot of division, and I think you tend to like look back and like, hey, why is this happening? Why? And because the world is changing.
Hmm.
By the way, like the 2 other years, I've been in the U.S. It's my 10 years plus now, like with my family and everything. You see, like the world is changing and constantly,
Hmm.
and you at times feel like, okay, is it changing for the better? Is it how
Right.
can I make this better? How
Right.
can I use my influence to
Hmm.
make this better?
Right.
The little influence that I have or anything. Just how
Right.
can I make all these things better? So that's the things I look for,
No, that's
and I
dope.
learn.
That's dope. So with all that, everything you do outward, what does self care, like your self care, look like to you? Like your journey of just taking care of TA.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, people don't never ask that. People don't ask you like, what makes you happy? Basically,
Yeah.
that's what you ask me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What makes me happy? Um, like I don't know. My whole life, I've just been in service of others. My whole life,
Mm.
that's how I grew up, and I've been like, and I'm good at it too. Like I'm like anybody you talk to, they know like one of my great skills is that I'm dependable. Like
Yeah.
you call
Yeah.
me, like I'm here.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like sometimes I gotta like not isolate myself, but I think I gotta like find things that make me happy, right?
Hmm.
And like now I started like I don't know if you know this. I want to bring on the pod as well outside of the podcast,
Yeah.
the
Not for sure.
Thanasis show, and all this stuff. And I'm learning the culture, and it's actually making me really happy. It's
Yeah.
actually making me really happy because I'm learning stuff that I didn't know about, from
Right.
NFL to boxing to all
Yeah.
kind of stuff, acting,
Dope.
and I understood that it's so like the thin line between making everybody else happy
Hmm.
and you personally being happy. It's like night and day. It's not even close because everybody might be happy because they want to see you do any like all kind like anything else. Nothing that
Right.
you really want to
Right.
do.
Yeah.
Like my whole goal, I remember my whole goal was always like, oh my god, I wish I played in the same team as my brother. And now like I'm playing the same team as my brother, and it's great, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's an amazing feeling. But sometimes people be like, oh shoot, oh you're the same team as your brother or this or that, and I'm like, but this is my dream. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So that's the empathy. If you had two sons, you don't want them to play in the same team.
Right. Right. Right.
So you would
Yeah.
have told your son, you know what I mean? So it's things like this. It's things that once you make you happy and make
Hmm.
other. Because I know, like I'll go to another team, I'll go overseas and make my or whatever. Because I'm at the end of the day, if anybody tells you my credibility as a basketball player, we can just look it up now, right now. Go on Google and see right now accolades what I've done in
Hmm.
past my career and
Right.
see who adds up and see who gets close to it. But the most important thing for me is that this makes me happy, bro. I'm in
Right.
Milwaukee. I built something great with my brother. It's an
Hmm.
amazing feeling. My mom is proud. My dad's like I know my dad up there is proud of me. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
This makes me happy. I can't worry about anything else, right?
Yeah.
So this is the things that I really sometimes folks. I don't have like I don't have little things like, oh, I gotta watch movies or I gotta do this specifically. No, it's just like the way I kind of navigate my journey of life.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's dope. That's dope. I'm glad you come to that because self care is big, bro. Like you said, to be an outward person and be selfless is commendable. But that balance, right? That balance of, being a little selfish and putting yourself first, because what I've learned is, you know, I can't give what I don't have. You can't give what you don't have, man. You gotta fill your cup up first. And then you can give at the highest level. I realized my giving was subpar because my self-care was subpar. You know what I mean? As much as I wanted to be there, as much as I wanted to give, as much as I wanted to be that person, until I got to the point where, I was filling my cup up, I could never fill their needs. You know what I mean? Which makes you feel even worse, right? Now you feel inadequate or even more drained. You like, I gotta sacrifice myself and but it's not. That's not the answer. The answer isn't sacrifice yourself. It's put yourself first.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned, man. And it's tough. 4 kids, like you said, family, man. There's a lot of other things that can distract you, but no, that's dope, man. I'm glad you just to hear you on this journey, bro. From where we first met, man, and
What? Bro,
at
you
New
show me
York.
so
Yeah,
much love, bro. You don't
yeah,
understand. Like, first of all, let's talk about this more. Like, I remember I was in New York and I was at the G. At the time, I was D League. No, G League at the time. He
yeah.
became
G
G League
League,
after. So he
right?
became D League at the time. And I'm in
D
New
League,
York. Like, oh man, you hit me. I was like, hey, T, how many times, man? Let me take you out. Like, let me show you a great time. And I went out with you and I told my brother, I said, bro, I'm out with Larry. And I didn't know nobody.
hmm
I barely even spoke. Like now you people listen to my English now. They go like, "Oh, you don't even have an accent." I
yeah.
barely spoke English,
Right.
bro.
A little bit, yeah.
You
You
know,
do a couple words, right, right.
I do have an
Right.
accent still, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
No, yeah, but you do a
And
couple words back there, yeah.
yeah, and you took me out, and we go like all these places, and I'm like, "Oh man, it's great," And even like after you, uh, and how much you fought, and you made a comeback again, and then you was chilling, and then you did all these things. You don't understand. For us, it was like it was up here because people can see whatever they want to see. They want to see the Larry Sanders, the basketball player, but what they fail to see is like, what do you mean to the people around you? Who are you to them? Forget
hmm
what are you to any casual fan. What are you to the other people? What do you mean to them? What do
Right.
you mean as a dad? What do you mean as a brother? What do you mean as a son? What do you mean as a sister? What do you mean to these people?
Right.
You know, and we tend to kind of like shut that down, which is okay. I get that. Everybody lives in a bubble.
hmm
Even before COVID, we said about COVID, like, oh my
Right.
God, we're in a bubble. Like, I was like, guys, people have been in a bubble their whole life. Being in a
Yeah.
bubble means thinking about yourself. And it's normal because that's what people do. They just think
hmm
about themselves first. But if you get out the bubble, you understand, and you have empathy and emotional
hmm
intelligence, you understand like what people mean to other people,
hmm
what people mean to other people, and what you meant to us as a big brother, as a vet, as everybody. Right,
I
taking care
appreciate
of us taking care of us at all times. Like, hey, Jan, take you. Hey, this for you, bro. Don't go spend your per diem. There you go.
it.
Put that a little aside. Hey, Jan, go get this for me. Hey, Tia, go get this for me. And then like, hey, you got this for you. Like, and this, I think, this is what is most might be missing from the NBA. We got this in our team. I'm glad because we are kind of a college team, the Bucks,
hmm
and I see other teams as well. But some other teams don't got that. I don't think they got that. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think every team has that anymore.
No.
You know what
No.
I mean?
Yeah. No, I think it's a lost. I think it's a lost art. I think it's something because I had great vets. I had Corey McGarry, Drew Gooden, and Corey was one of those guys, man. He needed his breakfast every morning. I had to drop. I don't know if the guys do this no more, but I had to go and put everyone's clothes in their doors every morning. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah,
he,
they do that. But
they
we got yeah. I know
yeah,
what you
yeah.
mean.
But
The
see, now y'all
the
probably got a
look.
trainer. Yeah, y'all probably got a trainer or somebody to do it now. Nah, but that was the rookie job, and it was a little different. I think when I got into the league too, they was off the hazing. Some guys still try to kick balls in the stands and do little things and make you wear a diaper. I had to wear a diaper and pay for
Ah,
dinner.
shoot.
They left me with the $6,000 dinner bill. Yeah, as a rookie. Yeah, I done had to go through all that. Yeah, yeah. So that's why when I said
Nah,
I would do so much that I was like, I ain't put my rookies through that. Nah, they gotta get me some breakfast. I'm gonna throw them some per diem. I'm gonna make them feel good. I'm not finna put them through what I went through.
but that's why you. Hey, but to be honest, do you feel the respect you get from us? No, be honest with you. When you
No, for
went,
sure.
when you saw us in Phoenix,
Yeah,
did
yeah,
you look at it like them boys, bro? They love you, bro. Them boys.
yeah.
That's what
Nah, it
I'm
was dope.
saying. It's
Mhm.
not because of it's Larry Sanders, a basketball player who played for the Milwaukee Bucks. No, it's because of who you are as a person and how you made us feel.
Yeah,
And then when we see you, we rushed to hug you. We're like, no, that's our guy. That's my guy. My dad. And why do you think why my dad loved you? Because of you, how you loved us as kids. It's no, it's not. It's a circle of life,
right,
right? And yeah, you get the same way. Whatever you put out there, that's what you get, bro. That's I'm a big believer in this.
right, right.
That's why, bro. That's why people will respect you. And now you're starting this with the Larry and the show and everything. Larry says, trust me, people will come up here and tell the story in support of you or whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
Anything, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Nah, I appreciate that, man. Nah, for real. I really do, man. And you're right, man. It's love. I had a special, special love for y'all, and y'all my teammates. So it's family, and very special experience being in Milwaukee, with you guys, and playing alongside Giannis and all the guys who did come through Milwaukee, from Brandon Jennings to Monte Ellis. It was a special experience, man, a special culture there. So to see it carry on to a championship was amazing. It was amazing, man. I love to see
Amen.
it. I know it was huge for the city. Even though I had my own personal challenges, man, it was just great to see the team thriving. But I guess I didn't know how everyone felt about me. A lot of those faces that I haven't seen since I left that gym in 2015. You know what I mean? So, not understanding how they took it, because I did see myself as a leader. I did, it was like, damn it, am I abandoning my guys? How do they feel about me stepping away? Do they understand what I'm going through? Is it, um, all these things rushing through my head for years, So to actually, see you guys interact, feel that comfort, it definitely for me brought a lot of clarity and closed a lot of doors and inspired me, actually, man. I've been playing basketball a lot more since, just falling back in love with the game. Um, because, a lot of that was that, man. I felt like I had let my guys down. I felt a lot of different emotions, man. So that was a big day for me, man. It was huge to see y'all and get past that moment. It was a lot, for real.
Oh man, we don't. Man, anybody who's been in your shoes and we, I mean, you obviously, like I said, I keep saying emotional intelligence, but it comes to that. If you have empathy, and you understand what people are going through, it's
Right.
not like I would never sit down here and question your loyalty. You know why? Because your loyalty is not to us first; it's to yourself and the family, and
Mhm.
your family first.
Right. Right.
If I'm your friend and I tell you, "Hey, your loyalty is to me first," I'm not your friend.
Right. Right. Right.
I don't care about you.
Right. Right.
Your
Right.
loyalty is to yourself, your mental self, and to your family. You don't put me above your family, or you put nobody above yourself and your family.
Right.
And then everything trickles down to your friends, to your family, and extended and extends and extends. But
Right.
to sit down here and to say like, oh, I can fight through anything. It's a lie. It's a lie.
Hmm.
It's a lie, brother. You gotta like people have never been in our shoes who say
Right.
that. But at the same
Right.
time, not everybody's the same. I guarantee you that it's okay, and I
Yeah.
understand that. But let's be respectful. Let's be mindful because I felt like you said, that I felt like if I was letting out, you didn't let nobody down, bro. You didn't let nobody down. Don't never say that. You didn't leave. You don't live your life for nobody except yourself. You don't live for nobody. You live for you
Yeah. For
and the
sure.
people you take care of. You don't live for nobody else. Don't ever think like, oh my god, and it's okay because I know you have a kind heart. So that's the first feeling you have to like but at the same time, you gotta understand like, and I've been through a journey in my life that I had nobody apart from my brothers, and you can tell that's why we are the way we are today, and we know how to like get it out to zero. but I understand at the same time that gives you meaning of like it really doesn't matter because we only live for each other. We only live for us, and
Right,
then everything else trickles down.
right. Nah, for sure. Man, I appreciate you, dog, for real, man. I appreciate your time for being on my show today, man, and chopping it up. I
Anytime, bro.
know you got some stuff going, but before we go, I know you got this podcast. You got
You gonna come on the
what's
pod? You gonna come on the pod? I
man,
promise
tell
you,
me when.
it's gonna go crazy.
Tell me when. Just let me know, bro.
I
I'm
got you.
there.
Just fly. I
Okay.
got you. Just let me. I want you to be actually part of season two. Season two. It's crazy season now, and then I'm like, I've had like crazy people on the pod. That you got to check it out for sure. You're gonna love it. But I would love to get you during the playoffs if you want to come through the playoffs. It depends because if we start the
Okay.
playoffs, it's gonna be a little bit of
Yeah,
hectic
it's
when it
be a
comes
lot.
to shoot because I pre-record a lot of stuff because I
Okay.
cannot like people who think I shoot during the game like I can't. I'm not gonna shoot the day of the game or before. Like I got a lot.
Right.
We got to lock in,
Right. Right.
But I'll definitely want to get you on there, bro.
Nah, let's do it, dog. Let's do it, man. I'm excited. Anything else you got in the works? Anything else you got coming up?
Uh do have another episode. I mean, I can just announce it here. I haven't announced it. It's coming out tomorrow. I got Jordan Love on my pod on Thursday. Jordan
Okay.
Love,
Okay.
NFL
Okay. Dope.
quarterback, first
Okay.
black
Dope.
NFL quarterback in Green Bay Packer. He's in a
Oh yeah.
minute. In a minute, a
That's gonna be
great
good.
player,
Yeah.
great kid.
Hmm.
You guys can check it out. Thanasis show on YouTube and Thanasis on the socials. But it's special. And I love it. I can't. I'm learning so much. But I didn't even know they had curfew, bro. I don't know. I didn't know NFL had curfew.
NFL got curfew.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought,
We used to have curfew.
but we grown men.
I
No
know.
way.
It
Get
depends on
out of here,
coaches.
bro. I'm not
Yeah.
having no
What
curfew.
coach
I'm a
had us
grown
on a
man, bro.
curfew? What coach has us on a curfew? Larry Drew? I don't know. What's the Larry Drew? I done had a curfew in the NBA before.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, but it didn't change like now. So
Yeah.
those are a lot of things I learned about. So, I got like a ton of stuff I want to ask you when we come to the pod and talk about.
Let's
But
do it.
I don't want
Let's do
to.
it.
I'm not gonna hijack your show. So
No, no, it's all good. It's all good, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna check it out for sure.
yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you for showing
We gotta
love,
chop up.
bro.
Nah, thank you, man. We gotta, I'm gonna definitely try to get out to Milwaukee, shoot the pie, catch a game, however we do it, man. But this has been great, man. It's been awesome, bro.
Come
Looking
through. They
forward to
love
your
you out here,
career.
bro. Come
Nah, for
through.
sure, for sure, for sure. I will, man. Just looking forward to seeing you, everything you're doing on and off the court, bro. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of
Thank
you,
you.
bro.
Thank you.
Nah, for real. I know the
Thank
sky's
you.
the limit. The sky's the limit, man.
My
And
dog.
until next time, bro. I really appreciate you
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
Yes, sir. Anytime. Maybe next show we do something in Greece. We put the whole family. That's gonna be fun. We'll do
Come
something in
on, man.
Greece.
Come on. Oh, you can't tease me with a good time. I'm there.
I got you, bro. All
All right,
right,
bro,
bro.
man. I appreciate
Peace.
you. Already. Another great show. Another great interview. That was dope. Had a great time. Um, Thanasis, you guys, he's a resilient man. A kid when I met him. Now he's doing great things in the NBA. He has his own show. I see the strides that his brothers have made in the NBA and the work they've done. So look forward to them and look forward to seeing what they do, how they tear the NBA up, do their thing on the media side, get into movies and music. I didn't even ask them about the music, but they do music as well. So very creative, inspiring family. Great story. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna do this again next week. It's been fun. Peace.